Hey everyone, it's Jason and welcome to Disney Lorcana, the trading card game. The first chapter, the starter deck. So this is video part 2. In part 1, we opened up this box here. We went through uh, the rule book, kind of went over the basics of how the game was played, and just an idea of what goes on and what the cards do. So if you want to know what they do, go ahead and check that out. If you don't care, let's just hop in. We're gonna start looking at what these decks do. Um, so in each deck is just a quick reminder. We're going to get a 60 card deck, which is listed on the side of the box. We know everything that's in there. We'll get our damage counters. So you'll have 11 damage counters. You'll have a couple of threes, a couple of ones, and then you'll have a lore counter. You will also get a sheet here to keep track of your discard pile, your inkwell, your deck and cards in play. Now, realistically, you don't have to keep this if you don't want. You could use a 20-sided die or couple of 6-sided die and just have your piles. You do get this little counter there. You can run this. If you're using this, you just run it up on there as you keep track of your total. So yeah, that's just a little bit of stuff included in there. Yeah, so our first deck here is going to be an Amethyst and Amber. So yellow and purple. And we learned in the first video, part 1, that when you're building a deck, you can only have 2 colors. So this will be these two. And then in the rule book, it actually has, that we have our 6 different colors there, as well as we have our rarities. So we'll keep track of those. But it does have a spot here which kind of explains this deck a bit. So we're going to kind of look at that for a moment. So this is just kind of how to play it. So this deck lets you quest early and often with Ariel, Human on Legs, Mickey Mouse, True Fang, Silver Rider, Gentle, and Kind. With the main characters getting lore and the lore values of 2 each. Characters evasive like Pastel, Rapunzel's Companion, and Jetsam. Ursula's Spy can also quest. They're harder to challenge while they're exerted. Use cards like Maximus, Relentless Pursuer to control your temper to reduce the strength of your opposing characters, which help characters with challengers like Dr. Facilier, Charlatan, and Jafar, Wicked Sorcerer deal them effectively with Rafiki, Mysterious Sage, and Flotsam. Ursula's Spy provide an attack element with their rush ability. If your characters damage, do take damage, cards like Hakuna Matata, Dinglehopper can provide healing relief. Um, Interesting. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we're gonna hop into that deck and see what it does. So yeah, we're gonna have a pack of cards here as well, which will open at the end of this video, at the end of this deck, and then we'll do each deck in this video. But then we get the actual deck of cards. We're gonna unwrap that. Alright. So you do have the pretty backs of the cards, it's showing the inkwell of all the different colors. Those are really neat. Alright, let's start off. So we're gonna have 2 copies here of Ariel, Human on Legs. So just as a quick reminder of some of the information on the cards. The cost up here is 4. The little circle around it means you can put her in your inkwell to help you pay for other cards. We have her name, her unique version. So this is a version of Ariel called On Human Legs or other Ariels. Um, Yellow border with yellow symbol shows that she's part of Amber. Her attack is 3, her defense is 4, which seems powerful for Ariel, I guess. But then she has a subtext in here. She has storyboard, hero, and princess. These are different keywords that might trigger off various things. So going to the side of the card, she has 2 lore, which we're trying to get 20, so she can exert or turn sideways for 2 of those. Bottom corners here, of course, we have our rarity. She's an uncommon. So I'm sure, we're going to get some various on there. We're going to get too many rares. Probably not any legendaries in this set. Probably a lot of commons and uncommons, I would imagine. There's the starter deck. And of course, we have the artist down there and the set number 1 of 204 English, first edition. And then she has an ability. Her ability here is voiceless. This character cannot exert to sing songs, and she has a blank text box, which is funny. Makes sense. Very thematic. I'm gonna love going over all the lore of all these cards. So the other thing to point out in here is we have storyboarding. So as I said in the part 1 video, characters fall into 3 different classifications. Either storyboard, which is pretty much them lifted straight from their movie or TV series or cartoon or whatever it is. Then they can have Dreamborn, which is kind of like a better version of themselves, or maybe like what they think would be a good version of themselves, or maybe a fantastical version. Um, and then they have like what they dream of they could be. Again, that's why it's Dreamborn. Then they have Floodborn, which is like an alternate reality version of them. These are characters that are like um, normally do this thing or that thing, and then now we got a specialized version of them. So I don't know if we'll see any of those in this deck or not, but we'll definitely find out. All right, so there's Ariel. Then we have our main deck character, which is foiled. So it comes with 1 or 2 foiled cards. It's kind of like a speckle foil, but we have Moana, uh, Moata Nui. She costs 5. She only does 1 damage, but she has 6 defense. So she's not going to attack for a challenge for a lot. I'm going to keep saying attack, but she's trying to say challenge. She's not going to challenge for a lot, but she's going to be able to survive a lot. She's also a storyboard hero and princess. So most cards also fall into either a hero, villain, ally, or mentor class. So one of the 4 like roles that they can play. Again, not every card does this. And then the third or plus descriptions are usually like some other job or lots of times it's royalty, but there are some other classifications. Um, so she does for 3 lore. Then we have We Can Fix It. Whenever this character quests, they may ready your other princess characters. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. Oh, so that's actually pretty cool. So you could quest with a couple of different characters on your turn, and then if she quests, they're all gonna ready, so they'll turn back up so they can't be challenged. I am Moana of Matanui. You will board my boat, sail across the sea, and restore the heart of Kifiki. And I'm sorry if I'm messing those up. Um, then we're gonna right away get our other foil card, which is interesting because we're gonna have the purple one right away, which is Amythest. So we have Mickey Mouse, the Wayward Sorcerer, who costs 4 with 3 and 4 attack and defense. He's a Dreamborn, so this is what I was saying, where he's kind of like his more fantastical, ideal version of himself. He wishes he was a fantastical sorcerer instead of just Mickey Mouse. Um, Animate Broom. You pay 1 cost less to play Broom characters. So if we get a Broom card, which I'm betting we have one in here, I'm going to see if I can find it quick. Yeah. So look at that one next. We'll skip around a bit. Next, Ceaseless Worker. Whenever one of your Broom characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. He always goes for the clean sweep. Cool. So we have 3 copies of Magical Broom. Or Magic Broom, which costs 2, has 2 attack and defense, and it says Bucket Brigade. It's also a Dreamborn Broom. So it has Sweep. When you play this character, you may shuffle a card. You may shuffle a card from any discard player into its player's deck. So this is kind of cool. So if when you play them, you get a card back you played previously. You have to go search your deck for it yet, but it gives you an option to get it. And then with Mickey here, they cost 1 less. So if you get Mickey Mouse out here, now they only cost 1 to play, so you can use it more often. And if they get defeated in a challenge, they go back to your hand, so you can keep replaying them. So you're gonna have like an endless little sort army of characters to play. So that's really fun. In the immense story forge known as the Great Illuminary, there is always work to be done. And those are common. So we did notice that Moana here is a rare, which is the triangle. And Mickey here is actually a super rare. So you do get 1 rare and 1 super rare so far in the set. So that's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to go back to Amythest. We have 2 copies of Cinderella, Gentle and Kind. 4 cost, 2 attack, 5 defense, Storyborn, Hero, and Princess. Singer 5. This character counts as 5 cost to sing songs. So yeah, if she's paying um to play a song card, she counts as 5 for it. So it's actually pretty neat. Can help pay for songs a little bit quicker. A Wonderful Dream, Exerter. Remove up to 3 damage from a chosen princess character. Ooh, a healer. That's always fun to have a healer. And then just to go like the opposite directions, we've had princesses and Mickey. We have Hades, Lord of the Underworld. So now you'll notice he does not have that circle realm, so he cannot be played to gather ink for other characters. He's also a rare card too. So he has 3 attack, 2 defense. Storyborn, villain, and he's a deity. Well of Souls. When you play this character, return a character card from your discard pile to your hand. Production is up. Costs are down. The rivers are full. Time to talk expansion. That's a terrible impression. This is really neat because it shows you can have villains, heroes together. You can mix and match how you want different, franchises. So that's really fun. All right, up next we have 2 copies of Hey Hey, Boat Snack. Um, I'm gonna stop reading the cost, attack, and defense. You can check those out quick. Just maybe speed yourself a bit. We have Storyboard and Ally. Support. Whenever this character quests, you may add their attack to the chosen character's attack this turn. Okay, cool. So if he's down there, he can just add an extra 1 additional attack. That's pretty neat. Sometimes their strength lies beneath the surface, far beneath in some cases. Um, that's fun. Alright, so we have 2 copies of Maximus, Relentless Pursuers. This is his Dreamborn version. He's also an ally. Horse Kick. When you play this character, chosen chosen character gets -2 attack for this turn. He pursues his quarry with courage, discipline, and a touch of class. So this is one of the effects they're talking about in the instruction book or little pamphlet. Was you play him to help reduce a more powerful character, so they can't play someone to attack you right away. So I can help you stay around a little bit longer. We have 3 copies of Mickey Mouse, True Friend, Storyboard, and Hero. As long as he's around, newcomers to the Great Illuminator will always get a warm welcome. So pretty simple, pretty basic character. 3 cost, 3 attack, 3 defense. It's pretty much straight down the line. We have 3 copies of Minnie Mouse, Beloved Princess, the Greenborn Princess. Wherever their princesses go, her musketeers are, well, they're around somewhere, probably. This is interesting because it mentions the musketeers. So if you're familiar with Mickey Mouse lore, we have some musketeers coming. Alright, we're going to drop these. We have 3 copies of Stitch. Stitch is a new dog. Storyborn, hero, and an alien. Um, Leo. David, I got a new dog. Are you sure it's a dog? Uh-huh. He used to be a collie before he got ran over. Oh, I love quotes from these movies. We have 2 copies of Be Our Guest. This is our first song and our first action cards. Action cards are one time. You just play them, they go away. A character the cost of 2 or more can exert to sing this song for free. So, like before, we had Cinderella here, who says Singer 5. So, even though she's only a 4 cost to play, she counts as 5 to sing. So, she can sing any song that costs 5 or less. So basically, if you want to play this card, I can pay um, my 2 costs to play this card, or I can exert a character the cost of 2 or more and have them play it instead. So it's an alternative condition. You can basically, instead of challenging or questing or using an ability, you can instead have them play a song. So it's kind of makes them as an additional resource. With the top 4 cards of your deck, you may reveal a character card and put it into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. This is pretty powerful. We've already had 2 different cards of Mickey and Hades being able to put cards back in your deck and into your hand. This will help you. Not Mickey. I mean, Mickey did it too, but we had was it Moana? Nope. We had Hades. It let us do it. Let us put cards back into our discard pile. But yeah, this will help you like get them cards back out quicker. We have 2 copies of Control Your Temper, an action card with the Beast. Chosen character gets -2 attack this turn. We have 2 copies of Hakuna Matata, so another song. Character that costs a 4 can exert this in this. Remove up to 3 damage from each of your characters. That's actually a really powerful card. Because yeah, if your characters haven't been banished, you can also heal lots of them, use them a second time. We have a third song, which is another rare card. There's a lot of rare cards in here, which is pretty cool. So part of your world, action song, character that costs 3 or more can play this. Return a character card from your discard pile to your hand. Nice. Just did what I would give if I could live out of these waters. Only thing I wish they would have done was I wish they would just have like a different type of like text for that instead of having to always list it like that. Unless the cost is always the same as up here, and they could have had a keyword though, and then like just keyword song even. It's like that's what it does, and then later got rid of it. That's alright. Now it looks like our last amber card is going to be the Dingle Hopper. We have 3 copies of this. This is an item. So like a character, it stays on the table to be used repeatedly. And it says, straighten hair, exert, and up to 1 damage from a chosen character. Enjoy the finest of human hairstyles. So this is like kind of like Hakuna Matata, but not as powerful, but you can use it repeatedly, which might be all you really need to do. Alright, then we have another rare card. We're jumping into purple with this Amythest. We have our first Floodborn. One sure big see this. This is also a rare. This is Dr. Facilier, uh, Agent Provocateur. So Floodborn, Villain, and Sorcerer. So Floodborn, again, is kind of like their fantasy version. So this, I think, is kind of like if he won or got what he was trying to achieve, like he became like all powerful. So it costs 7, so he has 3 lore. Shift 5. You may pay 5 to play this on top of one of your characters named Dr. Facilier. In the challenge, one of your other characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. So this deck is doing a lot of that. The shift is a really fun ability because it lets you play a more expensive character a little bit cheaper. It also gets by restrictions of the first time you play a card, you can't use them on that turn. But if you're shifting them, you can use them right away. So, basically, I could pay 7 and have this Doctor Facilier, or I could have pay 5 and put them on top of another one and use them immediately. And have them available. So it's kind of that give and take. Do you want to have a cheap 2 characters out, or do I want to have 1 character up that I can use quicker? So to have a card to play in mind, we have 2 copies of Dr. Facilier Charlatan. This is like his regular form, Storyborn, Villain, and Sorcerer, but he only costs 2 with this. 0 attack and 4 defense. You can upgrade him for 5, which is a total of 7 if you put him on top of him. If you pay the over amount anyhow, you're just paying it over time instead of all at once. But he gains 4 attack out of it, and he gains 3 lore, so it might be quicker to like drop him, and also now you can get that 2 extra lore. He has Challenger +2. While challenging his character, he gets 2 attack. Enchanté, typically hat from Dr. Facilier. So that's kind of neat. So if he's doing the challenge, he gets 2 extra attack. If someone's challenging him, he's just kind of a defender. Then we have Flotsam, Ursula's Spy. Got 1 copy of this. He costs 5. Storyborn ally Rush. His character can challenge the turn they're played. So neat. So he can be used right away, but only for challenge. He can't use to get lore or do anything else. Dexterous Lunge. Your character's named Jetsam gain Rush. We know someone who can help you for a price. Then we have 2 copies of Jetsam, which is also Ursula's Spy. Storyboring ally Evasive. Only characters with Evasive can challenge his character. So this is a very big defensive ability. This will let you block or not be blocked by other characters. So he can basically keep he can only be challenged by other characters evasive, so he's gonna be harder to defeat. And a Sinister Slither, your character's name floats and gain evasive. We can help you get anything you want. So yeah, if you play both of these at the same time, then they both have that rush and evasive. So they can, once you play one, they can both challenge the first turn, but then they also can't be hurt. It's very interesting though. I didn't really get why they did this. So one can be an equal card and one can't be. They have different costs, different attack and defense value, different lore, and different rarities. You just thought that Flotsam and Jetsam are kind of always a pair. I would have thought at least that they would have had um like the exact same stats. Same cost, same stats, all the same rarities. So that's kind of interesting. Alright. Our next character, we have two copies of another Dreamborn character. We have Jafar, Wicked Sorcerer. So this is if he became a all-powerful sorcerer like he wanted to be. This is a really neat design there. So he has 2 attacking, 5 defense. Challenge 3 gets +3 while attacking. Enough sulking about. It's time to show the sibling sulking what sorcerer can do. Speaking of sorcerers, we have 2 copies of Maleficent, Sorceress. Cast my spell, and you play this character, you may draw a card. You dare challenge me? Fool, my magic is more powerful than you could possibly imagine. And then go the opposite route. We have 3 copies of Olaf, Friendly Snowman, Storyboard Ally. Very cheap card, 1 cost, gets you some extra defense or gets you some lore. I am Olaf, and I like warm hugs. We have 2 copies of Pastel, Rapunzel's Companion. Getting very cheap card. Camouflage. We have another character in play. This character gains evasive. Only characters evasive can challenge them. A true friend is always there for you, whether you can see them or not. Alright, we have 3 copies of Rafiki, Mysterious Sage, Dreamborn, Mentor, and Sorcerer. So this is cool. This is like the fantastical version of Rafiki here. Rush, his character can challenge a turn they're played. The past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. Saveng, the official ice deliverer, reindeer coming through. So he costs 6. He has lots of attack and defense. So again, he's not going to do a lot of war, but he's going to be there to help with the challenges. We have 3 copies of the Wardrobe, Belle's Confidant. And you simply must have the hottest couture. And she's also a Dreamborn. That's actually kind of neat, like a Dreamborn version of the Fantastical Cabinet. That's pretty neat. Then we have 2 copies of Yzma, Alchemist, Dreamborn, Villain, and Sorceress. There's a lot of Dreamborn in this color. I didn't think we would. So again, Dreamborn are just kind of like they're like best versions of themselves. The Floodborn are like the alternate reality versions. You're excused. When this character quests with the top card of your deck, put it either on the top or bottom of your deck. When I want your opinion, I will give it to you. And then our final cards, we have 3 copies of Friends on the Other Side, which is a song. Character 3 or more can exert to send this. Draw 2 cards. The cards will tell. Alright, so that's what we have for the first deck. This video went a little bit longer than I thought it was, so we'll open up the booster pack. But then we'll do the other 2 decks in a separate video. Alright, so let's see what we got in our first booster pack. So this is if we bought this deck. See if we have anything that really goes with it. We have 12 additional cards. So I believe, I'm just going to leave this up there for a moment. What we get is, so we have 12 cards. We have 1 foil of any rarity, 2 rares or higher. So you have rare, super rare, or legendary. 3 uncommons and 6 commons. So, I mean, you could potentially get, with that foil, you could get 2 legendary rares in 1 pack. But, we'll see what happens, right? Alright, so on the back, we have the QR code to go to the companion app and all that stuff. On the other side of that, this is kind of sick card. We have a little cutout of Mickey, which is going to make a 4-card picture. Now, I believe that there's only 4 of these. There's like, 2 tops and 2 bottoms, and that's the only card. It could have been neat if they had like 5 or 6 different ones of these. But that's alright. So let's go ahead and look what we got. We got a Hey Hey, which we already had, but that's not bad. Because we think we only had one in this deck, so now we can always add a second one, swap them out for somebody else. Cool card. We have another Amythest. We have Freeze. Exert chosen opposing character. It's time for you to chill. So, like, our Amythest cards, our yellows, we're doing really well at trying. A couple of cards are reducing your opponent's attack. This could just stop them altogether. Or make it so you could challenge them with some of your purple cards that get more attack for challenging. So this could be a really good addition to our deck. Now the problem is any other colors we get, we can't add to this current deck because we can only have 2 colors. But it'll give us an idea if there's anything else, if we might want to jump into another color. Hey, we saw how these do, what's this color do? So we have Vicious Betrayal in action. Chosen character gets 2 attack this turn. If a villain character is chosen, they get 3 instead. A true king takes matters into his own claws. Star. So if we have a blue one, we get Donald Duck strutting his stuff. This is a Dreamborn version. He's got like a boat with all these with legs and arms. That's pretty crazy. Ward. The opponent can't choose his character except to challenge. Interesting. So he's like an ultimate. He can't be attacked. Like you can't cast other spells or abilities on him, like reduce his attack or get rid of him. But they can still attack him. Walk smarter, not harder. Oh, I love this card. He's got a sword. We've all got swords. So there's a boo. Chosen character gets +2 attack this turn. You can kind of see what some of the other colors are doing. Looks like red's gonna give you more attack, just in general, at least so far. Um, blue kind of looks like it's gonna be more of maybe like a defensive color. Not really sure what to see what they'll do. We have Prince Eric, dashing and brave. Hero, Storyborn, and Prince Challenger 2, so he gets 2 while attacking. I've lost her once. I'm not gonna lose her again. So that's pretty nice. We have another yellow card to play with. Prince Philip, Dragon Slayer. Heroism. When this character challenges as in banish, you may banish the challenged character. Oh, so cool. So you can basically just pick someone to get rid of at the cost of themselves. So even if they have a really high defense, you can get rid of them. So that's, or if they have an ability, you might just want to take them out no matter what. The road to true love barred by may be barred by still many more dangers, which you alone will have to face. We have another Donald Duck. We have Donald Duck, a Musketeer. We mentioned Musketeer earlier with Minnie. She has Dreamborn, Hero, and Musketeer Bodyguard. This character may enter play exerted. If an opposing character who challenges one of your characters must choose one with Bodyguard if able. Oh, so that's neat. You can force him to have to go after him, so he draws him away. The other Donald we had the ability to like make him so like he couldn't be targeted. This just forces him. Scalar, during your turn, your Musketeer characters gain evasive. They can challenge characters with evasive. Neat. So that way they can, um, yeah, they can challenge the characters and choose to go after specific characters, or they can be a blocker. I don't know why, but we just got a third Donald Duck card in this pack, which is really crazy, right? It's probably all 3 Donalds, but we have Donald Duck, Boisterous Fowl. Who you calling boisterous, Buster? That's funny. Also neat because that means you're showing some of these characters are in different colors. It's not going to be um, just the one character always in that one specific color. So we have Donald in 3 different colors. That was our uncommon. So here's our rare. Because we get 2 rares in a pack. So we have just a regular rare with Fishbone Quill. From our blue color. Go ahead and sign. Exert, put any card from your hand in your inkwell face down. Okay, so what this is supposed to do is because normally you can only play 1 card in your inkwell per turn. This will essentially let you put more than 1 card, so you'll ramp up how quickly you can play other cards. So you have to wait until at least turn 3 to play this, but then you can do it to get extra stuff out quicker. So that's actually a pretty neat card. If you want to cross the bridge, my sweetie, you've got to pay the toll. Alright, our second rare is a super rare. So it's not the highest, it's second highest rarity. Hans, 13th in line, storyboard, villain, and prince. Stage a little accident. Whenever this character quests, may deal 1 damage to a chosen character. Tired of being last, he decided to cut the line. That's actually a fun ability as well. Do extra damage while questing. You need quest to win, but you can also like just stab at other people, maybe finish off somebody. Um, that's pretty neat. And it's a chosen character. I don't think they have to be exerted. I think you can hit anybody. Alright, then our last card is our foil, which would just be a common in this case, but we got Tinkerbell, um, most helpful, storyboard, ally, and fairy, evasive, and pixie dust. When you play this card, chosen character gains evasive this turn. Nice. So I'll help you defend someone for a turn, and that's kind of she's, not too bad. Decent defense, +2 lore. Um, and then of course we have our Mickey Mouse card there. Alright, so that's what we have for uh the Amber Amethyst deck. So if you are interested, that's what will be in there. Check out videos, I guess now will probably be parts 3 and 4 if we want to see the other 2 decks. Alright, see you guys then. Bye.